Welcome back to Strong from Home, where every minute you watch isn't just a health tip, it's a journey into the deep wisdom your body has carried through millions of years of evolution. Here, I connect the principles of natural healing with modern scientific evidence and real-world insights from top experts around the globe. Each episode doesn't just tell you what to do, it shows you why your body works the way it does. And more importantly, how to reactivate the powerful, self-healing ability that's been quietly resting inside you. Get ready, because the journey back to your healthiest self starts right now. Today, I want to bring you into a special conversation, a rare meeting between two of the most influential minds in the world of nutrition and human physiology. First is Dr. Eric Berg, the man you might call the master of decoding the body. He's known for turning dry scientific concepts into knowledge so simple that anyone can apply it right away. Millions of people around the world have changed their understanding of hormones, metabolism, and the ketogenic lifestyle thanks to his guidance. And the second guest, Dr. James DiNicolantonio, a cardiovascular expert, researcher, and author whose scientific work is reshaping how modern medicine thinks. For over a decade, he has dedicated his entire career to studying salt, minerals, and foundational nutritional factors that directly affect the heart and immune system. His books, like The Salt Fix and The Immunity Fix, are not only well received, but have sparked a shift in how we understand the body's survival. And that's exactly why today, I want to share with you the content of a video titled, Why You Need More Salt in Your Diet. But before you decide whether you should give 30 valuable minutes of your life to watch this entire video, let's take a quick walk through the comment section, where people who actually spent 25 minutes and 49 seconds watching it left their thoughts. Because sometimes, the voice of the viewer is the most honest and powerful way to measure the value of a health video. I went through countless comments under the original video, so many that you'd have to scroll forever to reach the end. So I picked the ones the community found most relevant and meaningful. You can always go back to the video to verify and feel the full experience. Comment 1. My grandfather lived to 92. He loved salt. He always added salt to everything he ate. Salt is good. It gives you energy. A comment 2. My husband gets annoyed every time he sees me drinking warm water with salt. He never lets me add salt to my food. In 2017, when I first came to the US, I never used salt in my cooking and I felt my health declining and later developed thyroid problems. After the COVID-19 pandemic, I went back to my usual cooking habits from the Philippines, and that's when he saw me drinking warm salt water. I still do it today because it makes me feel great. It helps regulate my period and reduces cramps and headaches. My parents always did this, warm water with salt, and sometimes warm lemon with salt instead of sugar. We grew up with this method, and that's why I still do it, especially when I feel sick or have a sore throat. Salt is really valuable for our health. Thank you, Dr. Eric Berg, for explaining more clearly how salt affects our bodies. Comment 3. About losing salt from drinking coffee, I learned a great tip a while back. If you add 1 to 2 pinches of sea salt or pink Himalayan salt to your coffee, it reduces bitterness and enhances the flavor. Plus, you retain some of the salt you could be losing. This hack actually helped me quit adding sweet creamers and sugar to my coffee, something I used to be addicted to. Now I drink black coffee with a bit of sea salt. Comment 4. The free information we get from Dr. Eric Berg is more valuable and helpful than anything I've ever received from any pharmaceutical or medical provider. Thank you for all the videos and guest interviews. Comment 5. I followed that idea. No salt and 2 liters of water, and I ended up with full-body cramps. I spent 6 months going from doctor to doctor, and no one could tell me what was wrong until a 60-year-old coworker told me, "Stop rinsing out everything you eat with that much water. Eat like your mom and grandmother, and you'll be fine." When I started eating with a little more salt and drinking less water, the cramps stopped. Comment 6. For years, I suffered from chronic exertion headaches, especially after workouts. The pain lasted 24 to 48 hours. It got so bad I had to give up all high-intensity sports, even golf. Long story short, adding Himalayan salt to my smoothies and vegetable broth was the solution. The headaches disappeared, and now I enjoy exercising again. This is important information you will never find in medical journals. Comment 7. I naturally have low blood pressure and felt tired almost every day. Increasing Himalayan salt in my food and drinking water improved my health and strength significantly. It also helped me cognitively. Now I add lemon and salt to the water I bring with me when I go out. Comment 8. I read his book. Absolutely amazing. Great lecture. I'm using 4 to 6 grams of pink salt every day and cured my hereditary high blood pressure 2 years ago. I completely changed my lifestyle. These are just 8 comments out of a total of 1,649 shared under the video. Honest voices from real people. And they're all saying one very clear thing. Salt is more than just a seasoning. It is the foundation of life. It is the mineral that controls blood pressure, extracellular fluid volume, cell membrane potential, and the rhythm of your nervous system. It touches hormones. It determines your energy levels. It affects your alertness, your ability to focus, and even your immune system. And with just a few lines you've heard, I believe you already have the answer to the question, is this video worth your time? If right now your mind is lighting up with questions, how much salt per day is actually optimal? Who is truly sensitive to salt? What happens when the body lacks salt? How is salt connected to antiviral capacity and immunity? What foods are silently destroying my immune system? Then this video is exactly where you'll get every single answer, clearly and without rambling. Give yourself a few quiet minutes to listen, because in that moment you might realize what you've believed for many years may not have been correct. And right now, I'm going to share with you the core essence of the video, why you need more salt in your diet. The important questions you need to remember are, is the advice, drink a lot of water because it's good for you, really true? The answer is, it's only true when the amount of water you drink comes with enough salt. If you drink too much water but eat too little salt, your body can develop hyponatremia. When sodium in the blood drops, water floods into the cells, especially brain cells, causing them to swell. Hyponatremia can lead to many issues, such as headaches, fatigue, feeling drained due to mild brain swelling, nausea or vomiting, cramps, muscle spasms from electrolyte imbalance, confusion, lack of focus, brain fog, shortness of breath, swelling in hands or feet, irregular heartbeat. Severe cases may cause seizures or coma. Blood pressure dropping or fluctuating unpredictably. In other words, it's not the more water, the better. The body needs a balance of water, salt, and minerals. Salt helps keep water inside the bloodstream, supports nerve cells in sending signals, helps muscles contract properly, and protects the cardiovascular system from dysfunction. What does the American Heart Association recommend about salt and exercise? They recommend eating under half a teaspoon of salt per day and exercising for about an hour. However, during exercise, the body loses about half a teaspoon of salt through sweat. So if you strictly follow both guidelines, you may become salt deficient, affecting electrolyte balance and physical performance. What is the real ideal salt intake? When scientists combined all the world's largest prospective studies, One number stood out: the sodium level associated with the lowest mortality and a dramatically reduced risk of cardiovascular disease is around 1.5 teaspoons of salt per day, roughly 3.4 grams of sodium. This is not a random number. It's the level where the human body functions most smoothly. At this level, the heart pumps steadily, the nervous system sends signals accurately, and the saltwater hormones operate harmoniously without being overstimulated. If you eat whole foods, minimally refined or processed, and limit refined sugar and processed starches, your body responds even better to salt. Without sugar pulling water into the interstitial space or disrupting insulin, salt returns to its proper biological role, maintaining electrolyte balance, stabilizing fluid differences inside and outside cells, and supporting smooth nerve conduction. The sodium level you tolerate also depends heavily on your overall diet. If you consume enough potassium from fruits, vegetables, or alkaline salts like potassium bicarbonate, your body can handle higher salt intake more easily. The body's acid-alkaline environment plays a key role. In an alkaline environment, the kidneys regulate sodium more efficiently, keeping blood pressure stable even at higher salt intakes. This shows that ideal salt intake is not the same for everyone. It varies based on diet, activity level, sweat output, and potassium intake. Many people actually need more than 1.5 teaspoons per day, especially if they exercise, do manual labor, live in hot and humid climates, or eat natural, unprocessed foods. Who are the people truly salt sensitive? One of the first groups is those with insulin resistance. They are not actually sensitive to salt the way most people think. They are sensitive to sugar, and the external symptom looks like salt retention. When insulin levels rise, the kidneys get the signal to retain sodium, causing the body to hold more water. If the kidneys are still healthy and the person is in the early or middle stages of insulin resistance, this becomes obvious. They swell easily, especially around the ankles. But when they reduce refined sugar and starches, insulin drops, the kidneys begin releasing sodium again, and most cases of salt sensitivity disappear. This also explains why diabetics often experience severe swelling. The cause is not just salt, but also glucose in the blood. Glucose has an osmotic effect similar to sodium, pulling water from cells into the bloodstream. Additionally, when the body stores glucose as glycogen, each molecule of glycogen holds up to 3 molecules of water. So there are many combined factors causing water retention, not just salt. The second group is people deficient in potassium, magnesium, and alkaline minerals like potassium citrate or bicarbonate. When these minerals are adequately supplied, salt sensitivity almost disappears in over 99% of cases. This is important because most people don't realize they are severely deficient in potassium. On average, an adult eats only about 1.5 cups of leafy greens per day, not enough to balance the potassium-sodium ratio. When potassium is low, the body loses its ability to buffer sodium, and the result is increased salt sensitivity. In other words, salt sensitivity is not just a salt issue, it's a combination of sugar, insulin hormones, and the imbalance of essential minerals. Understanding this mechanism allows you to adjust your diet intelligently, reduce swelling, and maintain stable blood pressure without extreme salt restriction. What is the relationship between sodium and potassium? A study presented in The Salt Fix revealed something extremely interesting about how the body balances salt and potassium. The Japanese group in this study consumed a very high amount of salt, about 15 grams per day, double the average American intake of 8 grams. Instead of reducing salt, researchers increased their potassium intake from 3 grams to 7 grams per day while keeping their high salt intake the same. The results were surprising. Their blood pressure dropped significantly and returned to normal levels. This proves that not all high-salt diets are harmful. When the body gets enough potassium, the kidneys can easily regulate sodium, maintain electrolyte balance, and keep blood pressure stable. In other words, potassium works like a biological buffer that helps the body handle sodium efficiently. High salt intake stops being a problem when the potassium to sodium ratio is properly balanced. This phenomenon explains why diets rich in whole foods, vegetables, fruits, and good potassium sources often allow you to consume more salt while still maintaining stable heart health. What are the consequences of low salt intake? When sodium levels in the body drop below 3 grams per day, the body immediately sounds the alarm. A range of salt-retaining hormones, aldosterone, renin, and angiotensin II, become highly activated. This is a clear sign that the body is under stress, trying to conserve sodium, holding on to every precious molecule. Eating too little salt not only stresses the body, but also constantly stimulates the adrenal glands. Animal studies have shown that a low-salt diet forces the body to continuously release aldosterone. As a result, the adrenal glands become enlarged and overworked, leading to adrenal fatigue. This can also happen in humans. If the adrenal glands constantly produce 10 times the normal amount of aldosterone just to compensate for low salt intake, they can enlarge and eventually lead to adrenal insufficiency. In the most severe cases, such as Addison's disease, when the adrenal glands lose function entirely, the body becomes almost incapable of retaining salt. Patients must consume salt continuously, almost around the clock, because their bodies act like a leaky bucket that can no longer hold on to sodium. This vividly shows how essential salt is for adrenal function and electrolyte balance. What are the consequences of losing both salt and iodine? When the body continuously loses salt and iodine through sweat without proper replacement, the results go far beyond simple fatigue. Salt and iodine deficiency can lead to hyponatremia, disrupt electrolyte balance, and directly affect the heart and nervous system. Long-term iodine deficiency can also cause hypothyroidism, slowing metabolism, weakening the body, and reducing exercise tolerance. Many studies show that athletes or laborers working in hot, humid environments often experience these issues if they don't replenish enough salt and iodine. So how should you replenish salt during exercise? If you exercise intensely for about an hour a day, consuming around half a teaspoon of natural salt about 60 minutes before your workout can increase blood volume, improve oxygen delivery to your muscles, and reduce the risk of hyponatremia. This strategy is commonly used by professional athletes to maintain peak performance and prevent electrolyte imbalance. If you're on keto, is sprinkling salt on your food enough to reach the ideal intake of about 1.5 teaspoons per day? In reality, sometimes it's still not enough. So how can the body absorb sodium faster and make up for the salt lost through urine and sweat? One effective way is to put salt directly into your mouth and then drink water, or mix salt with a bit of water and lemon juice and drink it. When someone starts a keto diet, the body typically loses a lot of water. What symptoms appear if they don't replace enough salt? Clinical studies show that low salt intake on keto often leads to sleep disturbances, fatigue, and even erectile dysfunction. According to real-world observations gathered by Dr. James DiNicolantonio from hundreds of emails from people following keto, one of the symptoms that disappears almost instantly after adding salt is atrial fibrillation. This doesn't apply to everyone, but it clearly shows that sodium plays an extremely important role in electrical conduction and heart impulses. In this video, What does Dr. James DiNicolantonio reveal as the key role of salt in the body? Salt, or more precisely, sodium, is not just a seasoning that makes food taste better. It's an essential electrolyte that plays a central role in electrical conduction and heart impulses. When the body doesn't get enough salt, sodium is pulled from the bones, taking magnesium and calcium with it, which leads to an electrolyte imbalance. Interestingly, once you add salt back in, the body can restore magnesium from bone reserves, helping reduce symptoms like muscle cramps, dizziness when standing up, and fatigue during exercise. At the cellular level, sodium is a universal transport molecule. Every cell in the body needs sodium to function. It powers the sodium-potassium pump, generates nerve impulses, and controls muscle contraction. Sodium also helps move glucose, amino acids, and waste acids out of cells, and it supports the movement of most neurotransmitters into and out of brain cells. Sodium's role even extends to vitamin absorption. Sodium helps transport vitamin C into the brain, adrenal glands, and bones. Animal studies show that when blood sodium decreases, vitamin C cannot enter the bones, which leads to bone loss. This is clear evidence that sodium is not just salt, it's a transport vehicle for almost every substance in the body. Understanding sodium's role helps you see that salt is not just a seasoning, it's a crucial part of cardiovascular, muscular, nervous system, and bone health. What is the role of chloride in salt according to Dr. James DiNicolantonio? When we talk about salt, we often think only about sodium, but chloride is just as important. Table salt is sodium chloride, and chloride plays a key role in producing stomach acid, hydrochloric acid. If the body lacks chloride, stomach acid decreases, stomach pH rises, and digestion becomes inefficient. The physiological result is difficulty digesting and absorbing most nutrients. Low stomach acid allows abnormal bacteria to grow in the small intestine, leading to bloating, indigestion, and digestive issues. Studies have shown that when salt intake drops too low, stomach acid decreases significantly, and pH rises, weakening nutrient absorption. One important point is that the body cannot synthesize chloride. You must get it from salt. This explains why salt is not only a seasoning, but also an essential source of chloride that keeps digestion smooth, maintains pH balance, and optimizes nutrient absorption. What are the harms of caffeine? Caffeine makes you urinate more, not only because it stimulates the kidneys, but also because it causes the body to lose sodium and chloride, two essential minerals for electrolyte balance. When you drink about 4 cups of coffee, the sodium loss is equivalent to half a teaspoon of salt, about 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams, while chloride loss is even higher. If you remember chloride's crucial role in producing stomach acid, you can understand why drinking caffeine daily can weaken digestion and nutrient absorption over time. This also explains why many people feel bloated, uncomfortable, or have indigestion after drinking coffee. What's noteworthy about the immunity fix? The immunity fix is based on a large body of published research focused on nutritional strategies that boost defense against RNA viruses, including coronaviruses. The book is considered a key Bible of immunity, containing over 1,500 scientific references. The central message emphasizes one important truth: you can absolutely control the health of your immune system. Your metabolic state and nutrition directly determine how effectively your body fights viruses. A striking example is the RNA virus Coxsackie. In many children, it causes only mild hand-foot-mouth disease, and many people get infected without knowing. But if someone lacks a key mineral like selenium, This virus can cause Keyshan disease, leading to heart muscle damage and even death. In fact, one of the simplest treatments for severely ill patients infected with RNA viruses is selenium supplementation. This mineral boosts glutathione, strengthens antioxidant defenses, and supports thyroid hormone production. This shows that your resistance depends directly on metabolism and nutrition, not luck or merely avoiding pathogens. During the COVID pandemic, the most overlooked point was strengthening individual immunity, which is the strongest shield the body has, instead of focusing solely on sterilization or avoiding exposure. The book also highlights that the immune system needs salt and chloride. These minerals are used as weapons to kill pathogens, emphasizing that proper nutrition is the foundation of optimal immunity. Which nutrients are most important for boosting immunity and fighting viruses? According to Dr. James DiNicolantonio, 2 nutrients are extremely important because they work closely together: magnesium and vitamin D. Today, about 1 billion people worldwide are deficient in vitamin D, and nearly half of the global population has insufficient levels. Severe vitamin D deficiency increases the risk of death from COVID-19 by 15 times. You cannot change your age, but you can improve your vitamin D levels through proper supplementation. Magnesium is crucial because it's required to activate vitamin D through hydroxylase enzymes. About 50% of the U.S. population is magnesium deficient, making magnesium and vitamin D supplementation together essential for a strong immune system. Without magnesium, vitamin D cannot function properly. Vitamin D is truly the immune coordinator. Most immune cells have vitamin D receptors. For immune cells to work properly, the body must produce the active hormone form of vitamin D, calcitriol. When calcitriol binds to its receptor, it helps regulate excessive inflammation, protecting the body from harmful overreactions. And magnesium is required to convert vitamin D from its storage form into its active form. This proves that supplementing vitamin D without enough magnesium won't be effective, while combining both strengthens the immune system, improves responsiveness, and enhances antiviral defense. What are the worst foods for your immune system that you should avoid? If you want your immune system to function optimally, the first thing to avoid is seed oils high in omega-6. These oils oxidize easily, and when they enter the acidic environment of your stomach, they generate numerous oxidative products that damage the intestinal lining. When the gut lining is damaged, nutrient absorption drops, which directly impacts health and immunity. Additionally, omega-6 infiltrates immune cells and increases the production of inflammatory cytokines, leading to chronic inflammation. This is why you should limit or completely avoid corn oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, common oils many people still use daily. In contrast, omega-3s are superfoods for immunity, especially since many people are deficient. EPA and DHA help the body produce resolvins and protectins, natural molecules that help end inflammation and promote repair after injury. Omega-3s not only balance inflammatory responses, but also strengthen immune cell membranes, helping immune cells function more effectively. If you want to explore more about how nutrition affects immunity and overall health, Dr. James DiNicolantonio's 2 books are gold standard resources. The Salt Fix helps you understand how to balance salt and electrolytes to support your body, while the Immunity Fix explains how to strengthen immunity from the root, not just treating symptoms but addressing the underlying causes. Through this video, you've probably seen more clearly. Is the advice, drink a lot of water because it's good for you, really true for your body? Are the American Heart Association's recommendations on salt and exercise truly suitable for you? And more importantly, What is the actual ideal amount of salt your body needs each day? Who are the people truly sensitive to salt? What role does salt play in the heart, muscles, nervous system, and even the immune system? How important is chloride in salt, something almost no one talks about? And how are sodium, potassium, and sugar quietly influencing your health? What happens when you're low in salt? How do you supplement salt properly during exercise? How is coffee silently harming you? Why is daily sunlight exposure almost mandatory for good health? What are the worst foods for your immune system, and which superfoods does your body truly need? And always remember, sodium is not just salt. It's the delivery vehicle for almost every substance in the body, a key factor for cardiovascular health, muscles, nerves, bones, and the immune system. Salt and chloride are natural weapons that help the body destroy harmful pathogens. At the end of this video, I have a special gift for you. This is the secret that helps your body regain its natural flexibility, despite today's harsh weather conditions. This method not only helps relieve back pain, but also soothes full body aches and soreness, giving you a sense of ease and comfort from the very first days. You'll feel your body becoming more flexible, full of energy, and ready for all your daily activities. To experience the traditional heating bed method, you'll need a few simple but extremely effective ingredients. A bed of glowing red charcoal will provide deep, penetrating heat that activates the herbs. Prepare 4 fresh banana leaves to maintain heat and natural moisture. 2 kilograms of roasted coarse salt to conduct heat evenly. Half a kilogram of fresh crushed ginger to boost circulation. 300 grams of fresh mugwort to relax muscles and ease pain, and a piece of natural coarse cloth to adjust the heat if needed. Everything is set on a bed with an open space underneath, so the charcoal can radiate heat effectively. Start by heating the herbal bed. The heat from the glowing charcoal will create warm steam, helping the herbs release their full effect. On the bed, lay the banana leaves evenly to trap heat and maintain moisture. Spread the hot roasted salt on top of the leaves, then add a layer of crushed ginger and finish with the fresh mugwort on top. This herbal layer will conduct heat thoroughly and work directly on the muscles, tendons, and joints, helping reduce pain and relax the entire body. When lying down, place your back directly on the herbs. If it feels too hot, a piece of natural coarse cloth will help you adjust the heat while keeping the therapeutic effect. This heating bed method not only warms the deep tissues of muscles, tendons, and joints, boosts circulation, reduces muscle tension, and eases full body soreness, but also helps restore weak joints, especially beneficial for postpartum women. The heat from the charcoal also produces natural infrared rays similar to gentle sunlight, which help heal soft tissues, warm acupressure points, and stimulate the body's natural healing processes. If you don't have a place to use charcoal, you can replace it with a high-quality infrared lamp. Its wavelength mimics natural heat, safe and convenient, allowing you to enjoy the therapy even in an apartment or anywhere charcoal cannot be used. If you want to nourish your body from the inside, try thorn bamboo leaf tea combined with ginger. To help you understand more clearly the power of bamboo leaves, I have searched for and gathered the important information from the video, Bamboo and Silica, the dynamic duo of life regeneration. Below is the summary compiled from that video. Bamboo leaves aren't just for pandas. Most animals eat bamboo or have it in their environment. From elephants, gorillas, and small animals to otters, everything eats bamboo. One of the most remarkable things about bamboo is its high silica content. Bamboo is also rich in minerals like magnesium, manganese, potassium, phosphorus, zinc, selenium, along with vitamins C, E, B2, and B6. When you combine silica with these minerals, they become the building blocks of the body, whether you're a plant, an animal, or a human. They help fuel the mitochondria in your cells and increase your overall vitality. Silica is well known for its benefits for hair, skin, and nails. For you or your pets, silica helps make fur shiny, speeds up hair growth, prevents premature graying, and increases elasticity throughout the body. It's especially important for the cardiovascular system. You need elasticity in your blood vessels and arteries. They must be strong yet flexible so they can function properly and protect you from viruses, bacteria, and other harmful agents. Silica is the main factor that makes this possible, but its real power comes from working together with the other minerals. In terms of dosage, 1 cup of bamboo tea contains about 350 milligrams of silica, 7 times the needed amount. Silica is water-soluble, so tea is the best extraction method, and it's very stable at high temperatures. As for activated bamboo charcoal, the minerals are still preserved. Unlike regular wood charcoal, this is why activated bamboo charcoal is incredibly valuable for healing. It can quickly help with digestive issues, food poisoning, toxins, or even medication overdoses. Different bamboo species vary greatly in what they offer, but all of them contain silica. Some have more, some less, but the most important thing is simply to start using it and learn from there. Bamboo is also rich in anthocyanins, just like dark-colored foods such as chocolate, blueberries, and red grapes. Because bamboo is rich in silica, and silica absorbs moisture, dry leaves in tropical areas tend to be slightly spongy and always hold moisture. For long-term stability, you should keep both the stems and the leaves. The stems contain more silica, and they need longer cooking times because they're tougher. When using bamboo, it's like cooking bark or roots, like ginger. It requires prolonged heat to release its nutrients. Unlike peppermint leaves, which lose their essence when boiled, bamboo needs high heat to break down its structure and release its nutrients. Reboiling is not an issue. Many of bamboo's medicinal compounds aren't released during the first boil. They're extracted more fully during the second or third boil. This means most people are losing a lot of medicinal value from the herbs they buy simply because they steep them once and throw them away, while the real healing benefits are in the second or third extraction. This means you can use bamboo leaves 2 to 3 times, because bamboo still holds plenty of nutrients after the first use. Another important point is the silica in bamboo. Silica coats the lining of the digestive tract, helps increase elasticity, and makes other nutrients more absorbable. This is very clear in the history of bamboo use. In Arabic medicine and Chinese medicine, bamboo has been used for thousands of years. In traditional Chinese medicine, bamboo is considered a cooling herb that helps release heat. In Arabic medicine, bamboo appears in nearly every formula, but is rarely mentioned on its own because it acts as the base that integrates all the other ingredients. Silica functions as a transporter. It binds nutrients and medicinal compounds and helps them absorb better. Interestingly, silica works similarly to aluminum in modern pharmaceuticals. Aluminum is used to stabilize or bind ingredients, but silica comes from nature and is much safer. In fact, silica can bind and remove aluminum from the body. One example is Gulf War syndrome. Many soldiers had neurotoxic buildup in the brain, and the cause was found to be aluminum accumulation. Silica helps reduce and eliminate aluminum from the body very effectively. You can do this using bamboo charcoal or bamboo tea. Anything rich in silica helps remove heavy metals, especially aluminum. Aluminum also appears in many products like deodorants. And aluminum is known to be strongly linked to Alzheimer's. Aluminum can cross the blood-brain barrier, accumulate in fatty tissues, stay there for years, and keep building up until it damages nerves. So eat and drink bamboo as much as you can. Use it in your daily meals, for your pets, and for other animals. For example, racehorses or working dogs, animals that need strong connective tissue and bone density, benefit greatly. The silica and minerals in bamboo help bones become both strong and flexible, which is essential for high-performance animals. The result is a healthier, more resilient body. Whether you live on a small plot of land, just a few hundred square meters, or 1,000 hectares, simply adding bamboo to your garden gives you a natural mineral factory for the soil, the animals, you, and your children. Remineralizing soil is a major problem today, but with bamboo you have a natural mineral supply right in your garden. Especially if you live in an area with heavy clay soil, you need to add lots of organic matter to improve the soil. Where I live, it's sandy soil, a similar problem but in the opposite way. The soil dries quickly and nutrients wash away fast. In clay soil, nutrients are abundant but hard to absorb, and waterlogging is common. In both cases, bamboo is extremely helpful. In my region, bamboo helps retain moisture, restores nutrients that get washed away, and adds organic matter. In your clay soil, bamboo adds organic matter, protects the soil surface, and adds carbon to break up the compacted structure. Bamboo can be used in many ways. Bamboo is abundant, fast-growing, and can support other plants that are struggling. It increases biodiversity, and that's just the beginning. Bamboo also works with water. It restructures water. When there's too little or too much water, bamboo still thrives. If water is pooling, bamboo absorbs and moves it faster. It adapts incredibly quickly. Last year, after a storm, I saw bamboo groves submerged in nearly a meter of water for 3 weeks. Humans couldn't survive that, but bamboo can. When there's little water, bamboo evaporates and returns water to the atmosphere at a huge rate, much faster than many other plants. Bamboo makes water come alive again, because stagnant surface water is no longer living water. But when water moves through a plant system and returns to the atmosphere, it becomes restructured. We are water. 85% of the human body is water. So this is very important. Bamboo also produces more oxygen. If you live near a big road or in a toxic area, you can create a green barrier of bamboo to absorb and block pollution. Bamboo does this very well because it has so many leaves and processes air quickly. The silica in bamboo can also bind heavy metals. In the medical cannabis industry, silica is added to soil to prevent heavy metals from entering the plant. This keeps the plant clean regardless of the soil conditions. So if you have a vegetable garden, you can water your plants with bamboo tea. They will be healthier and grow better. The flavor depends on the harvest season. If harvested during the rainy season, it's not my preferred time. I harvest during the dry season because that's when minerals and nutrients are more concentrated. In tropical and subtropical regions, the dry season is the best time to harvest, although bamboo still contains minerals year-round. When people get sick and they discover something growing right around them that can help, for example, bamboo helping reduce cholesterol due to phytosterols, these compounds mimic cholesterol and bind to cholesterol in the body to eliminate it, and bamboo also has compounds that find and remove free glucose in the blood, helping cleanse excess sugar. When you learn that a plant can make you feel better, you naturally feel less hostile toward it. Bamboo also provides psychological benefits when you're near it. You'll feel peaceful, relaxed, less anxious. Interestingly, this comes from plant compounds that bamboo releases into the air. These are chemicals that plants use to protect themselves and communicate with each other, and they exist in the air around bamboo. We breathe them in and absorb them through our skin. One of the main compounds is myrcene. Bamboo is very rich in it. Myrcene from bamboo helps you feel calm, grounded, and relaxed. There's research showing that simply spending time in a bamboo forest can shift your emotional state and nervous system in a positive direction. All of this happens just by being around bamboo. You don't even have to eat or drink anything from it. Just breathing near bamboo gives you more oxygen, because bamboo produces more oxygen than most plants. With everything I've shared, you can probably see why bamboo leaf tea is such a wonderful choice for your health. Today's video was quite long, but I truly hope you'll take the time to watch it all, because every detail can help you apply this knowledge to your life and take better care of your body. Thank you for staying with me until the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one, where we'll continue exploring powerful, natural healing wisdom together.